Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a great day. It is TGIF, and boy, am I glad. I'm not usually one that counts down to the end of the week. Well, I love Shabbat, so I sort of count down to it. But this week I've just been exhausted after last weekend's craziness. My body is still trying to recover, so I am so thankful for the weekend this weekend. And for Shabbat even more so I can go to bed early tonight and sleep tomorrow without being woken up and bothered. So I'm super excited to just get that rest and catch up so that maybe hopefully Sunday I can just finally feel back to myself and back to the way I normally feel, because it's been a rough week being really exhausted. But no complaints. I would do it all over again. And actually, flash forward 2 years, I will be doing it all over again for Madeline. It'll be her turn to have her bat mitzvah. So, and she, started already nagging as soon as Emma's was over. Okay, what are you doing for me? Right? Yeah, no, not yet. Can't think about that yet. But I wanted to talk to you guys tonight. I posted a picture probably about, 20 minutes ago, half an hour ago. And it is an awesome picture of Emma was not there. Emma is innocent in this, of Madeline and Elliot from the other morning. And I actually waited to post it. I did not want to post it in the heat of the moment in the day that it actually happened. And I actually, to be honest, got permission from both Madeline and Elliot to post the picture and to talk about it here tonight. Because, it's my picture, but it's them, and this story is about them, and I wanted them to be comfortable with whatever I post and whatever I say about them on social media. But I wanted to share it with you because it's really, really a powerful sort of situation of what went on. And it's really a lesson for all of us. So it's the most adorable picture, right? The two kids were walking to school. It was Wednesday morning. We're walking to school, and they're holding hands walking to school, right? Super cute. Anybody driving by is going to say, oh my gosh, that's so cute. And the truth is, people did say that. Actually, one of Elliot's teachers said to me on Wednesday afternoon, she's like, it was so cute when they were walking, holding hands on the way to school. And I started laughing, and I looked at Elliot and said, Elliot, would you like to tell her why you were holding hands? And flash forward to the story, right? So they were not holding hands willingly. They were not holding hands because they wanted to be holding hands. They were holding hands because before that, they had been screaming at each other and fighting with each other and smacking each other and kicking each other and being a typical 10 and 8-year-old, right? Totally normal kid behavior. But I said to them, if this is how, now that you're acting this way, now you have to walk to school holding hands. And I made them. And we walked almost the entire way to school with them holding hands. And they were not happy with me. They were arguing. And every time they would start to let go, I would make them take hands again. But the truth is, they weren't happy with me. But by the end, they were laughing. And it sort of became a joke. And I said, you guys, you know what? You only have one another. You only, you and you have your sister. The three of you guys only have one another when push comes to shove down to the very end. And you can't treat each other that way. You can disagree over things. You can argue over things. You don't have to always get along. But we don't need the hitting. We don't need the kicking. We don't need the nasty name calling. We don't need that. And if we have that, I'm going to make you do something to be getting along. And that was great. And that was a lesson learned for them. But the bigger lesson was, right? People who passed by thought it looked so cute, right? And I posted this picture of them, and I can guarantee if you go and scroll back now just below this, right, and see that really cute picture, you're going to say, oh, it's so cute. Her kids are so cute. Look how nicely they get along, right? And it's this facade of them getting along really nicely. You're not seeing their fronts where they were probably scowling at me, right? I can guarantee they were scowling at me, during the whole thing. But we're not seeing that. And it's really an important message, especially when you're looking on social media and when you're looking at what people are posting and you're judging yourself and your journey against what you're seeing other people doing. You're only seeing what they want you to see, right? Like I said, I could have posted that picture and everybody would have said, oh, how cute, right? Just like that teacher said to me, right? How cute. It was really cute, right? And from behind, it was super cute, which is the angle that I got the picture of, and when I show that to them in a few years, I'll remember what the story was, but they they will probably remember the story too, because they were not happy with me. But they may or may not, right? Or someday down the line, we show it to somebody else and they're not going to know what the story was. And they're just going to think that this was just something super cute, right? But we do this. We look and we see one glimpse of what something is going on in somebody's life, right? And we think we know it all, for good or for bad, even when somebody posts something negative out there, and we compare our journey, or we compare ourselves, or we judge those people, right, one way or the other, but we don't know. We don't know the full story behind it. And it's something really, really, really powerful to think about. I talk about this a lot with my clients, right? A client who is struggling, who may not be having as quick a success as somebody else, right? And they see in the support group that somebody is losing weight so much faster than them, and they start comparing themselves and they start feeling terrible. And I say, whoa, first of all, you're only seeing one small piece. You don't know the bigger picture of that person's story. You don't know when somebody has a huge weight loss in the first week, you don't know what they ate the night before they started, right? I had a client one time who had a tremendous weight loss the first week of program. Huge, like bigger than anybody that I probably had ever had. But what people didn't know was the night before he started, when I was on my journey kickoff call with him to get him started, he was eating an entire pecan pie, right? So he was, his numbers were inflated, right? Those weren't, the number on the scale dropped, but that number, his starting number, was probably inflated. We don't know that when we see those things. So to compare ourselves to somebody else's success, to where somebody else is not fair to ourselves. It's just cheating ourselves. It's shortchanging ourselves. I actually heard the most amazing analogy. Dave Blanchard from the Agbandino group spoke to us when we were at convention. He at dinner, he came and spoke to our group. And one of the things he was talking about is, he said, imagine your goal, you're on a ramp, right? And your goal is at the end of that ramp. And you have the same goal as maybe a whole bunch of other people. But the difference is, not everybody starts in the ramp at the same spot. We might be trying to get to that same end spot, right? And maybe not. Maybe our end spot is totally different. But when you have this end spot, you may, if the ramp, it's hard for me to show on this, but if the ramp is this long, you may be here and somebody else may already be here when they're starting. You have no idea where somebody is actually starting from, or or what their circumstances are to make their ramp shorter or longer. So, thank you, David and Rosanna. So the point is, don't judge on what other people are doing. Look inside yourselves. Look inside yourself and look at your own progress. One of the things, all three of my kids are swimmers. They're all on the swim team. And one of the reasons why I love swimming for them is because it's a team sport. They're part of the team. They have the team camaraderie. But the bottom line is, they're doing for themselves, right? They're competing against themselves. They're trying to improve their own personal times, right? Yes, sometimes they're swimming for points for the whole team, and that's awesome. But they get pushed up to that when they're competing against their own times and trying to beat their own times. And that's what's recognized. And that's what we're trying to do within ourselves. It doesn't matter what's going on around us. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. It doesn't matter, right, that image that we see from somebody else. Right? It matters what's inside of us. Are we giving it our all? Are we giving it our 100%? Right? I only post, I try to only post positive images on Facebook. I'm not, I don't want to splatter out there all kinds of negative things, but I can tell you, my kids aren't perfect, right? As I just told you. I made them hold hands walking to school because they were screaming and fighting and hitting each other, right? Reality of kids, right? Kids aren't perfect. So when you see all of my happy smiling pictures, right, our morning pictures, I can't tell you how many mornings I'm saying, just smile for the picture, right? Okay, that's just the reality, right? So I hope you don't look at my pictures and be like, oh my gosh, she has the perfect life. Look, my life is great. I am thrilled with the things that go on in my life, but that doesn't mean that it's easy. It's really hard. And it doesn't mean that I don't battle those same things that everybody else as a parent battles, right? Because we all do. We're all in this together. And that was why my hashtag is parenting is hard. It's really, really, really hard. And those of you who have already raised your children, I applaud you because, to make it through without killing them is impressive, right? There are definitely days, but it's really important. The lesson here is, when you see a picture, when you see an image, recognize that you're only seeing one small glimpse, and you can take the positivity from that, but find the positivity in your own life. Find your own journey. Create your own beautiful images, even from something that may not be a beautiful image, right? Like the picture of my kids. It's super cute. It's really cute. I love that picture, but the story behind it is different, right? So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If you celebrate the Shabbat Shalom. I hope you get some rest. I'm going to get some rest. I will be back here tomorrow night. And my Shabbats are starting to get a little bit shorter. Yes, Rosanna, parenting is hard. It's hard. Kids of all ages. Hard, hard, hard. Right? But it's also, in my world, it's one of the best things that I can do. And I feel so blessed to be able to, do the work that I do so that I can be home with my kids, do the work that I do so that I can walk my kids to school every morning and walk my kids home. I posted a picture this morning of me holding my notebook because I have an 8 a.m. call that I run every single morning, right? But I'm not going to give up my walk with my kids. I drop my kids at school at 8 a.m. They go into school at 8 and I get on my call and I Zoom on my phone, and I had my notebook with me this morning because I needed notes for running the call, right? But I make it work, and I feel so blessed that I'm able to do that, right? Parenting is hard, and we've got to do the things that we can do, and we've got to create the life that we want to create, right? So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Shabbat Shalom, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow night. Bye.